Bill Grigsby's coming up after this on the Chief Fox Football Radio Network.
This team is the greatest in the universe!
The Super Bowl IV parade. 3 Hall of Famers take their place to the left of the Lombardi. To their right, a man who isn't in the Hall of Fame. But you can't tell the story of the Chiefs without him. His name is Bill Grigsby. And he still holds the NFL record for the longest broadcast career with a single team, 46 years. When Griggs picked up the mic, there was never a dull moment. Thanks to a fan who archived a series of his broadcasts in the 1990s, this record of Grigsby and his unique style has been preserved for generations of Chiefs fans to come.
Introduce the greatest quarterback in pro football, Lenny Dawson!
He loved people. He loved an audience. He loved to tell stories, and he was very good at it.
We're up as high as the big Zeppelins that cover these games, and this man is high on football. The greatest announcer in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs, National Football League, our old partner, Kevin Harlan.
Let's go to Bill Grigsby.
Well, we have an NFL report at service of Captain D's, where you find a wide variety of your seafood favorites all over Florida. We get the seafood, get it to Captain D's. Be sure to listen after every game during the Harlan highlights for Captain D's defensive play of the game. Captain D's, real seafood, real quick. And I'll tell you, right now, folks, it's very popular in bars in Chicago to have a picture of Michael McCaskey, the owner, and his new coach. They throw darts at that thing because they fired Ditka.
And some after-play commotion. Some punching and some shoving on the play.
Kicking, too.
And some kicking, thank you, Griggs. Well, Griggs, that goes back to your World Wrestling days, doesn't it?
I just thought of that. Used to be a fella here that wrestled Hulk Hogan, Tom Fralick, and he taught these guys a lot of those things. Kicking is called a drop kick from a prone position. But despite that, wait a minute, are they going to play or are they going to wait? I do not want to rush this. It's too important. No, they're not. This is your Food Barn NFL update. Shop your friendly neighborhood Food Barn for quality food.
Looks like they're going to put the young quarterback back in. And let's put our young quarterback back in. That is Bill Grigsby. I'll lead you next time. Next time I'll lead you in. I'll say, and our partner.
Well, if you don't hurry up, we won't have anything. This NFL report is service of Captain D's. We've been on the fishing boats down here, getting all of our fish, shipping it back to Kansas City for Captain D's. You'll find a wide variety of your seafood favorites all over the country. Be sure to listen after every game during the Harlan highlights for Captain D's defensive play of the game. Captain D's real seafood, real quick. I've got to tell you one thing. The biggest fan of the Cleveland Browns was Elvis Presley. He's hiding someplace in Cleveland.
Wait,
it's Captain D's NFL report.
Speaking of bleeding, let's go to our old partner, Bill Grigsby.
I think the heat is getting to you guys.
It is. Not getting to me, I'll tell you that much.
We've got thin air. We're 15 miles away from the playing surface. We're guessing on who's catching the ball.
We're in the first game of the season, and you've had 3 conniption fits already. And Leonard doesn't even know how to spell it.
You're right.
I have an NFL update brought to you.
You have a joke about conniption, don't you? Yeah.
Later.
Okay, great.
This NFL update brought to you by the friendly people at your neighborhood Food Barn. Hope you're there right now. You'll find all your favorite groceries, meats, produce, deli, and bakery goods at low, low prices whenever you shop. Nobody saves you money like Food Barn. And I know nobody. Scores of other games around the league. Detroit 24, Atlanta 3, late third period. Cleveland 27, Cincinnati 14 in the fourth. Denver 16, the Jets 13 in the fourth. Green Bay 33, the Rams 6. That game in the third. Miami and Indianapolis 17 apiece are tied in the fourth. Philadelphia 16, Phoenix 10 in the fourth. San Francisco 17, Pittsburgh 13 in the third. And Buffalo 31, New England 14 in the fourth. And now the card has come out to pick up Martin Bayless, or is it Fred Jones?
Freddie Jones.
Freddie Jones, and I tell you, we can ill afford to lose a great guy like that because he is a tremendous special teams player. He does it all.
There's some blood down there. I don't know what it is, but Marty's going to go over and check it out himself now. The second time he's had to come out here in the last couple minutes to check down the player.
We have an update on a couple of games. Buffalo now leading 38-14 over New England. San Francisco at a 24-13 lead over Pittsburgh. And otherwise, everything is the same at this point.
Looks like his nose, Bill. Let me split open his nose.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's not good,
But stitches can, yeah, hell
You
yeah.
can always
I
put
know
a
what you're saying,
stitch in.
sure.
You don't run on your nose, except some of you guys do. But
you don't run on your nose.
I heard it. I don't know what it means.
You can
I'm not going to ask him.
Well, you can win a race by a nose, but you don't run on your nose. All of the horses I follow other horses. That's too bad. I hope that it's not serious.
Buddy Epps is going off the field. He's got the gloves on. You know, there's this blood rule in the NFL. It's a big deal now. There's blood rule at colleges, high schools, NBA.
A lot of blood up here.
What?
You know what I like about this game?
What do you like about this game?
That we're winning. No, but you know, we see what Montana. Yeah, but you see what Montana's doing. But most of all, I think our defense looks spectacular. They've been able to control the line of scrimmage. They've been able to control that game all the way.
Now, we can learn to control Griggs.
Griggs is my man. Come here, old Billy.
He's freewheeling. He never takes a timeout. It'll be interesting on the plane to see how dehydrated these boys are. And
I'll tell you.
They're going to be. I'll tell you that.
They'll be sleeping. They'll be sleeping.
Here's some late scores. Green Bay 36-6 leading. Indianapolis beating Miami 2017 late in the game. That would be a big surprise.
Montana still has that ice. No, he's taking the ice off. Montana just took the ice off that bruised right wrist.
I'm going to take that ice and put it in a drink when I get out of here.
What?
You heard it. You heard him.
I heard it was right.
I can't explain it. Don't look to me to explain why he says
it. What? Old Griggs. He is our partner. All right, let's see.
2 minutes.
2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
2 minutes.
What a way to start a season.
Yeah, nice way. I agree with you, Bill. I agree with you.
Getting to see Montana at his very best.
He was. Wasn't he good today?
Very good.
Three touchdowns.
Let's hope and pray that Joe's all right, that nothing bad with the wrist. I don't think it is.
Well, they took x-rays. No break. It is bruised, though.
Well, that's what they did with Lenny's head one time. They took x-rays. They found nothing.
Don't look at me and ask me to explain why he says these
I always
things.
look at you, though.
Yeah,
I always look at you. It's a 27-3 lead.
This is normally where they put me in the game.
Oh, you would come in right here?
For the first time.
All right, let's go to Bill Grigsby with the tie ball game, Billy.
Hey, what a great game it is. I have a food barn update from the NFL. I want you to shop your friendly neighborhood food barn for quality food, meat, and produce at low prices. If you're tailgating, and a lot of people were eating leftovers today, be sure to check out the savings on Food Barn's great-tasting deli trays. Perfect for your next football get-together. Nobody saves you money like Food Barn. Nobody. Scores of games around the NFL. These are finals. Atlanta defeated Cleveland 17-14. Cincinnati defeated the Raiders 16-10 on a cold day in Cincinnati. New Orleans 17, Minnesota 14 up in Minnesota. These are finals. The Jets 6-0 win over New England. Green Bay 13, Tampa Bay 10. And Philadelphia 17, Washington 14. Now in the first period, Denver, Seattle, no score. Phoenix leads the Giants in a surprise 10-0. And San Francisco 7, the Rams 3, playing out on the West Coast.
He ran over the right side of that Chiefs offensive line.
I'm going to tell you one thing. If he does enough of that, he's going to be shorter after this game than he was when it started banging in there with his head like that.
Leonard, remember Mike Adamle?
I remember
He was 6'4", and when he left here, he was 5'9".
I remember his father, Tony Adamle, played for the Cleveland Browns, see?
In 1890.
You caught Bill Grigsby's outfit today.
I have. It is.
How would you describe
it?
it?
It's a thing of beauty, I'd say.
A Norwegian skiing, grouse hunting, Tex. How would you describe what you got on today?
I was grouse hunting this morning, and I wore my knickers. You know, I wouldn't wear knickers when I was a little kid.
I understand.
But I love them now because
why?
they're the latest
you are making a fashion statement in this booth that has never been made before.
Right. Actually, that's a part of the NFL report. Knickers, service of Captain D's, where you and I will be after the game tonight, sucking up lobster and
smoked smelt.
You don't even know what that is. You're going to find a wide variety of your seafood favorites. Be sure to listen after every game during the Harlan Highlights for Captain D's Defensive Play of the Game. I go to the Captain D's north of the river on Armour.
I go to the,
Captain D's, real seafood, real quick. And I'll tell you, you can't find it better than that. The NFL report is, I guess, I'm wearing knickers today.
It was a good one. All right,
You
Frank
can't get
Wright.
stuff like that any place
No,
but right
only here. Only here.
Well, if you're going to fumble one, it's a nice time to do it.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing.
That's right.
Well, you know, he's had a fairly, I don't even know if I want to call it a good night back
He's
there.
had a good night.
He's been all right.
He made that one interception, big interception.
On defensive-wise, he's been great. I'm talking on special teams. Let a couple bounce by him that probably should have been fair caught. But, hey, when you win, all those things are glazed over.
It's beautiful. You
It's
fellas
what?
have to work on that word.
It's what?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You and Leonard have to work on that word. Each week brings this team closer to Atlanta and another Super Bowl championship. And Kevin Harlan is readying himself, getting ready. The last moment gargles, and he's ready to kick it off, baby. What a game. Baby, what a game.
Yep.
Kevin, it's going to be a fun game. Two great teams out there today.
It is.
This crowd right now reminds me of a British soccer crowd. You know, they go a little bit bananas and crazy. But, hey, look at Arrowhead Stadium. We have the same thing at Arrowhead as the Chiefs come out to kick the ball off to the Buffalo Bills, who will be bringing it back. Leonard will be up here in a minute. We'll mess around here for a moment with Kevin until Leonard gets off the elevator. He's coming up from the far side of the field. We're about ready to go. It's still a little drizzly down on the field, but not too bad at this stage, Kevin.
Not bad at all, Bill. And, of course, if the snow would begin to fall as this game goes along, that will play a definite factor in the footing on the field and how both teams will approach the remaining portion of the game. The wind is blowing hard enough, though, that it has just blown the ball off the tee at the 35-yard line.
Look at Benny Thompson. He's yelling to the crowd to make more noise. That's typical Benny. Benny Machine Gun Thompson is what they call him. Look at him. He's down there trying to get the crowd up. Don't make him too noisy, Benny. But I tell you, look at this ball game. And it was, I think, early, Leonard, when Kansas City got great field position right off the bat and could not take advantage of it on that first possession. They just couldn't move the ball. Joe was a little off in his passing. And here's the try for point.
Yeah, Kimball Landers dropped that pass before the half. That would have made it a game.
Extra point by Christie. Ball put down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Buffalo Bills lead now 30-13 over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, that would have made a heck of a difference because then you come out and score the touchdown. Kansas City is win some, you lose some. You can't take it to bed with you. We can't win up here.
Amazed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's Bill Griggs.
I'm more amazed by Kansas State and Kansas, if that's all right.
That's okay.
They're my teams, and they're doing well. And Missouri's going to do better, I can tell you that. Take a little while. But we have an NFL update. Brought to you by who else? Price Chopper. Every meal on the Chiefs training table comes from Price Chopper. So, shop Price Chopper and bring the same quality food home to your family. And we also want Nebraska to do well, and Oklahoma to do well, and Oklahoma State, and Iowa State, and all the teams from the Big 8, 12, whatever it is. Well, I tell you, look around the National Football League yesterday. There were some surprises, Mitch. And the mere fact that the Jaguars won their second straight game has got a lot of people wondering just how the quality of the teams they're playing. Now, Pittsburgh's got a pretty good ball club. They lost to the Jaguars. Now, Leonard, trivia question. Who lost to the Jaguars a week before? Mitch?
The Houston Oilers.
Houston Oilers.
Oh, yeah, that guy missed a field goal attempt at the end of the game.
That's right. I didn't mean to jump right in there with one that would mess you up. Anyway, everybody's read the paper. They know what the scores are. That's our update brought to you by Price Chopper. Every meal on the Chiefs trading table from Price Chopper. You know, this has to be an NFL record. Three home games, 3 overtime games.
It is for this year, isn't it?
Hey, I think it's... Can you tell me another team played 3 home games?
Well, buddy, you've been here 33 years. The Kansas City win would tie a record 3 overtime wins in a season.
I'll tell you something. God loves this ball club.
Yes, he does.
That's 3 miracles in a row at home.
Kansas City has tied a record.
I can't believe it.
It's probably I think it's the most exciting game I've ever seen.
And now it's time for the highlight of your week, the NFL Update with the Prince of Parkville, Bill Grigsby.
Where is he?
Where's Waldo?
Where is the donut shop in Manhattan?
408 South 6th.
The NFL Update brought to you by Price Chopper.
And the Chiefs call timeout. Wouldn't you love to be in that huddle?
Neil, it's third and long. We need you, little buddy. I think I'm ready. It's time.
What's this? Neil Smith eating a Price Chopper steak? Huffington fades back. Neil Smith comes out of nowhere. Nails it. Beautiful.
Fat is the enemy of speed. Good thing you've got Price Chopper.
I was with the Price Chopper people last night as they welcome back the old alumni folk. And I'll tell you, that Price Chopper group, they are so great. Best people, best food, best price, best everything. And they have all the food on the trading table of the Kansas City Chiefs. Hope you're shopping there today. All right, here's your update. Chicago is losing to Jacksonville. Jacksonville leading 7-3, and Jacksonville trying to win their third game in a row as an expansion team. Green Bay 13, Detroit nothing in the first period. Minnesota trails Tampa Bay in a battle for first place in that division. Tampa Bay 7-3 lead. The Philadelphia Eagles 14, the Giants 3. They're playing in the Giant territory, and the Giants are losing. San Francisco 7, Indianapolis 3 in the first, and Buffalo 10, Seattle 7 in the first period. Other games this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow night. Oakland plays Denver. So lots of action today, and we'll be bringing you Price Chopper updates throughout this contest. Well, fellas, that's the way that we want to see the action. The great pass from Bono to Willie Davis. A great leaping catch. Leonard, Marty Schottenheimer just went over and asked Stock if he could talk. If he talked to the special teams, he had a visit with the special teams. Marty did.
He had to ask his
well,
assistant
you know,
coach.
I think Marty's a pretty good guy.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're being a gentleman.
I think that's what he asked him. He might have said, let's have coffee tomorrow or something. I don't know. Well, looked like they had an Elks convention around
Three guys around him, Bill.
Well,
man.
You know, I read in the Tijuana Times this morning that Captain D is being interviewed for the job of superintendent of schools. Captain D, after his tremendous catch, has elected to go into education. That's all news from the Tijuana Times, an update by Captain D. You know, I understand on the pregame show, Bob Dress and I were talking. Bob said that Greg Hill had been pouting a little bit.
Pouting?
Yes, because he didn't think he was getting the ball enough, and they were taking a good look at him today. Well, he apparently is over his pouting, and he's into
He should go pout some more if he can run like that. Well, give me the ball.
There's more clout with pout.
Nope.
That's a new slogan for you, Leonard.
I know, but let's start with the kickoff team here.
Howdy, folks. Bill Grigsby here. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs are packed with all-stars, but Arrowhead's not the only place in town to find an unbeatable lineup. Introducing the seafood variety dinner at Captain D's. With a batter-dipped fish fillet, 3 tasty breaded shrimp, stuffed crab, French fries, hush puppies, coleslaw. There's no stopping this meal. $3.99, that's all it is. And for more of everything, try the delicious seafood platter. Let me tell you, I get cold chills thinking of it at Captain D's, the seafood experts.
Vince Evans is quarterbacking Oakland today. The first time a 40-year-old has started at quarterback in the National Football League.
Since Leonard Dawson was
last
40
year,
years
wasn't it?
old. Yes.
It was last year, I think.
Yes, and we're not sure he was even 40 then. You know, the quarterbacks lie about
I lied.
their age.
I said I was a lot older than I was.
Well, I thought you were only 29. You and George Blanda. Blanda was before you, though, and he was in his 40s.
Yeah, he wasn't a starter, though. I was starting.
Oh, of course not. He was a kicker, too.
Did I hear someplace?
He was a quarterback, too. Yeah. We've seen a lot of him.
He started a game, though, once when he was like 47 years old or something like that.
Yeah, he is kind of listing to the right. There's no doubt about that, Leonard.
Listing.
Go back to tackling. That was not good tackling. You know, they should have had him before he got 9 yards on that play.
Last time I saw something listing, it was the Edmund Fitzgerald when Griggs and I were coming in with Captain D to the Browns game. We were listing that night.
Well, I'd have to say there are a couple of times in my life I have listed. And what I wanted to say
What did you want to say?
The only dog in a sled dog team that gets to change the scenery is the lead dog.
That's what you want to be,
I
right?
wanted to say that.
Good call. The lead dog right now is Kansas City.
They don't want to chop too much. I remember they chased Tony DeParted to the bus one day, and the little Italian was running for his life with those short legs.
Well, a day like today, his mouth would be frozen to the trumpet.
He's blowing it somewhere, baby.
He's blowing that trumpet.
They got to go to a knee one more time, and this game is history.
You know, it looked like we were going to get home early tonight. The weather does not look good right now. We just had a report that there's delays at the airport.
Oh, boy.
Here at San Diego, and raising a little cloud of sand. And there's another wave. Now he's surfing in. And here he is. None other than our old partner, Mitch Holtis.
It was permafrost. I came in here on the Call of the Wild with my dog. Now, listen, guys. Yesterday, -5 wind chill in the teens, and you guys were out here on the beach.
No, we got here at 6 o'clock last
okay.
night.
I thought you were out at Coronado Island.
What kind of stuff are you talking about? You're trying to cause problems all over America, aren't you?
I petitioned that Iowa State move its November football games to San Diego. That petition has passed 7-0 unanimously. So,
well, tell me why we have 2 games in Kansas City the latter part of December.
Good question. Anyway, the weather here is beautiful, folks. How's the weather here, Griggs?
Oh, the weather outside's delightful. It certainly isn't frightful, like it was for you, partner.
One of the great cities in the world. Let's go to Just Plain Bill Grigsby.
Good, I get to be on the broadcast here. This is an NFL update brought to you by who? Price Chopper. Price Chopper, Leonard. Every meal on the Chiefs training table comes from Price Chopper. So shop Price Chopper and bring the same quality food home to your family. That's Price Chopper. Here's scores of other games. The Raiders held on to defeat the New Orleans 17, the Colts 14, Buffalo 23, Atlanta 17. These are all finals. Detroit 27, Tampa 24. And San Francisco is leading the Cowboys 24-7 in the second period. Minnesota 10, Arizona 3 in the second period. And here, Kansas City 6. They're not 16, they're 13-7 over the Chargers. And that's your NFL update from Price Chopper.
You guys have been around the league a long time. Have you ever seen anything as wacky as this league this year?
No, it's crazy, but I love it since we're out in front. This is the time of the game they used to put me in.
Oh, get in there, Billy.
Grigsby in the game now. Hand off to Bill Grigsby, alias Greg Hill. He's up to the 47-yard line.
Well, I thought we were going to one knee. I don't like to get hurt.
Too much time to go
warning you.
Huh? 2:20 left to go.
Well,
in this game.
the game's over. You know, let the clock run. That's what we used to do. And if the game was out of control, when I was in the fish, we just let the clock run, fellas.
Those guys out there, did they go to your school of officiating?
Yeah, they need your help.
They need your help. I never made a mistake in 20 years of officiating, but I saw them miss a fumble in this game earlier.
Yeah. Well, you never made a mistake, period.
2-minute warning.
Wait a minute.
Grigsby in the backfield. Grigsby's going to get it. That's Hill.
Griggs is going to get loose.
Yeah, I almost did up to the 50-yard line. It was Greg Hill. If it would have been Grigsby, he'd have been all the way to a touchdown. Gain of 3 yards.
In my wildest dreams, it would have.
Nice going.
I started out my day right, Mitch, by brushing my teeth with muscle rub. At 5:30 this morning, I grabbed the wrong tube. That's why it's to serve a muscle relaxer. Relax my gums today. Oh, and I still taste it.
Only the Grigs.
It'll never sell. And I was stone sober, baby. It was at 5:30 this morning.
Oh, man.
Got up too early. You know what they really ought to do at this stage? The punter should run around for 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Yeah, there you go.
Just hold the ball.
Just back and forth.
Yeah.
Shades of the 1969 season. Guys like Otis Taylor.
Leonard Dawson. Ed Buddy.
Keep going.
Oh, God. There's so many great, beautiful guys on that team. Right now here in San Diego, it's just like feeding oats to a dead horse.
Feeding oats to a dead horse?
Hello?
Haven't done that.
Well, I've done it a little bit.
Well, the election returns. Let's go to Bill Grigsby and an NFL update.
Well, I hope we have time for it. We do have an NFL update brought to you by Price Chopper. Every meal on the Chiefs training table comes from Price Chopper. So, shop Price Chopper and bring the same quality food home to your family. Best food, best price, and best people. Well, in the league today, Carolina defeated Arizona, and Buddy Ryan may be on his way out there. 27-7 final score. Carolina unusually strong season for an expansion team. Detroit with a 24-17 win over the Bears. The Bears have lost 3 in a row. Green Bay holds on to first in the Central, 31-20 win over Cleveland. Indianapolis 24, New England 10. Indianapolis stays in the battle for their division, while Tampa Bay defeated Jacksonville 17-16. Philadelphia 28, the Giants 19. These are all finals. Pittsburgh 49, Cincinnati 31. Seattle over Washington 27-20. Atlanta 31, St. Louis 6. Buffalo and the Jets. It looked like a runaway for Buffalo, and then the Jets came back to make it close, 28-26. Cowboys 34-21 over Oakland. Minnesota 43-24 over New Orleans. And Denver 30-27 over San Diego. I used to do that at Rollins Grade School. Kansas City. Years ago, we had that play, yeah.
Did it work?
No. Yeah, I think it did once.
Bruce Matthews, the center, was the guy.
Yeah,
so you got a punter throwing to the center.
But Bruce had to tell the official that he was an eligible receiver, right?
You had to. Did that was
eligible receiver? Yes, the 74 number, he had to do that.
What if the guy brings the interception back for a touchdown? Now, what do you have?
You don't have anything.
Well, you don't have anything on a point out.
Leonard, on January 15th, 2 of our good friends, old partners for lots of years, and we've had a lot of fun. We've shared a lot of highs and lows with, but they've always been good friends. Hank Stram and Jan Stenerud are going to the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame down in Springfield the night of January 15th.
2 of them, no one more deserving than those 2 that you just mentioned. Henry Stram hasn't changed in years.
Henry is one of the great guys. I've used that story about the money we got at Leavenworth. But, you know, it's going to be fun that night. I get to MC it. And, folks, if you go to Springfield that night, January 15th, there are going to be tickets available. Get a hold of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in Springfield and try to make reservations, because I think Glenn's going to try to get down. I have to be there, and Hank will be there, and Jan, and also some other people. I think Joe, the last I heard, Joe Garagiola was going down, and maybe Bob Gibson, the great pitcher for the Cardinals. So that's going to be a great class.
You know, you talk about that. You know, the Dolphins are pulling out all stops here tonight. They had Mark Bonicani night here to raise money for the Miami Project to help cure paralysis. And also at halftime, Nick Bonicani is going to introduce Bob Kuchenberg into the Hall of Fame here for the Miami Dolphins.
And you and I are the only guys in here that know who Bob Kuchenberg is.
I can't spell his name, but I know who he is.
You know, they don't ask you to do that when you come in. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox football.
Griggs, everybody else has given their opinion on Barry Switzer. What about yours?
Well, I already said he reminded me of that movie, The Jerky Brothers, playing in Dumb and Dumber.
Except he's both of them.
This one would be a big miracle.
Very
big
large.
Time. However, what was the game we were behind like this early in the season? Came back.
New York Giants.
Giants game, right.
New York Giants. That's what
never give up. You never give up.
Lazarus became a season ticket holder.
Now they missed a point after.
All right, let's sing
Not
that.
been Kansas City's day.
And a partridge in the pear tree.
Merry Christmas to you, Bill. I'll tell you that.
First day of Christmas, I missed an extra point. You hit a lot harder than Buster Mathis Jr. did last night, I'll guarantee you.
Really?
Yeah. Buster laid on Tyson most of the night. Looked like Tyson was a waterbed.
That was quite a shot he took to his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
That took him down. And quickly, let's go to an NFL update. Here's Bill Grigsby.
Well, if you'll let me have it, I'll do it.
You just have
We'll
one.
let you have
Giants 20, Dallas 18, late in the fourth period. That would be Barry Switzer is reading the want ad columns right now. 20-18. Jerry Jones is throwing up, and everyone's happy down in Dallas, Texas tonight. San Diego 21, Indianapolis 21, late in that game as Indianapolis came back and tried for 2 points, made it. So there's a lot, and tonight.
Oakland,
Seattle.
Well, what are they playing for?
AFC West.
The World Bantam Champions. What is that? How many heavyweight champions are there?
Oakland's still in the hunt.
Well, they're in the hunt, all right.
They're in the hunt, all right.
But they're already talking about maybe this is the last year for Mike White as a coach.
No.
That's what they said
Are they
today.
saying that now?
Who said that?
Al Davis said it.
Oh, if Al said it, then you can rely.
Yep. Well, you know, even the onside, he'll have about, let me count this out, 5 seconds for the kick. He will have 7 seconds to do something with it.
All he needs is one throw down.
Leonard, now look, let's be positive about this. We're going to win this football game, and everybody's going away from here happy tonight. Don't kick your dog, partner. Well, you know, they might have played a little different defense, so
Leonard. Don't you think?
Yeah, because they were conceding.
Yeah.
The short stuff.
Well, they wanted him to use some time on the clock, and they did. They used the time down. They conceded the short stuff. Let them have it. All you want to do is come out of here with a win.
I don't want to bring up bad news here, but in 1989, John Elway beat the Chiefs with 1 second on the clock.
What is wrong with you
In 1990 at Denver, the next year, Denver, Elway beat Kansas City, no time on the clock.
You could go around the country ruining Christmases.
We don't have anything
I'm
to do
just
what
saying.
happens down there, Bill. We're just reporting.
Oh,
and I want to report to you about this Dallas-New York Giant game. Can you believe this?
What is it?
At the buzzer, a field goal. Dallas wins it 21-20.
You're kidding, at the buzzer?
At the buzzer.
Oh.
Whatever the buzzer,
Well, that saved a lot of heartache down in Barrie, Switzerland.
We have 3 young people from the Dream Factory with us in the booth right now. Sir. God love you kids and have a blessed and happy Christmas and New Year. Yeah, they're great kids. Now, the Chiefs are on the warpath. The folks are here. They don't want anybody to leave this place without a Christmas present, particularly Seattle.
Let's talk about a punter, because we don't talk about punters. Aguiar, with that kick, he now leads the NFL in punts down inside the 20. 29 times this year.
He's the best. He's the greatest of the best. Oh, that's Leonard.
Pony Express rider coming in on his horse to give us the Baggett mail.
Well, I'm glad I'm not up in Green Bay because we played up there. It's cold up there, and it's cold for Bill Carr in Pittsburgh because Green Bay leads 14-3 over Pittsburgh. They're going to measure, but they don't need to because it's 6 inches short.
Really? Look like Galloway.
Check on it. My eyesight is still good
on the maze.
And I'm not wearing glasses either. It's
14-3, Green Bay over Pittsburgh.
Come on, stretch it a little more. Wait a minute.
Oh.
See, I told you, baby.
2 inches short.
No, it's 4 inches.
Okay, we'll split the
Give or
difference.
take. That's what 6.
3.75 inches short of the first down. Griggs has his transit up. Now, Griggs, what do you read on this one, your transit's up?
It's going to be a first down by about 2 inches, 3 inches, something like that.
And
they didn't need to bring that out. If they just wave up here, I just say, first down. Which one of the officials is that? First down. I know it is. Red patch.
Red patch.
I wanted to see if Mitch knew.
Red patch.
One thing about Danny Israel, he knows everything.
My hero. Bill Grigsby's halftime is coming up on the Kansas City Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network.
You're listening to your 1995 Kansas City Chiefs on the Chiefs Fox Football Radio Network. Up next, the Halftime Report. Bill Grigsby with inside information on the Chiefs and news from the NFL.
I look back at my career in broadcasting. I think of the Lenny Dawsons. I think of the Theismann. I think of the Joe Namath, the class people, the outstanding athletes over the past 30 years. They all have an aura about them. They have a winning aura. When they step on the field, there's a certain excitement that begins and makes the people get excited. It makes the teammates get excited. When they're on the field, they seem to work better as a team unit to get the ball into the end zone. That's what Joe Montana's bringing back to this team.
Davey, all you sweethearts have a beautiful Merry Christmas. Okay?